Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710, WNTM 99.5 FM, The Jag. Thank you for watching on Facebook. You can see video of the show. Just me standing in here, trying to improve my posture. That's at the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. Also, you can email me, unclehenry@gmail.com. That's unclehenry@gmail.com. The President of the United States, you may remember Donald Trump. He is on a trip. He's been in Poland this morning. He had a press conference maybe before you woke up where he talked about some things in Poland, and he's been giving a speech in Warsaw. And I've got a little bit of the speech for you. The president praised the tough spirit and courage of the Polish people over their history. And this is all happening when Poland is, they want more independence from Russia. If you know a little bit about their history, you can understand why. Here's some brief remarks that the president made when he was speaking to the Polish people.
To the citizens of this great region, America is eager to expand our partnership with you. We welcome stronger ties of trade and commerce as you grow your economies. And we are committed to securing your access to alternate sources of energy, so Poland and its neighbors are never again held hostage to a single supplier of energy.
So he'd like to have us help them with their energy rather than Russia. I don't know if the word help is right. Russia controls a lot of energy in that part of the world, which gives them control. So the people of Poland offering a lot of affection toward Donald Trump. And let's see, here is another clip real quick before we go to break. I think this is, you'll hear that the crowd is chanting his name in this clip. No, that is not Ladd Stadium. That's Warsaw. So the people there like him. Now, in Germany, I think there have already been protests ahead of him arriving in Germany where there's some people there that don't like him. But in Warsaw, they like him enough to chant his name because they see him as a way offering more independence from Russia. All right, there's more to get to as we continue on the Uncle Henry Show. But first, traffic and weather together. We do it every 10 minutes on the nines.
Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Audi Traffic Center.
We have picked up a few new problems to add to the board now. One is a vehicle fire on Spring Hill Avenue between Providence and St. Catherine. We also picked up an accident with road blockage on southbound Range Line at the intersection with Ebonic. No major problems, though, if you're traveling across the Bayway this morning. Has been pretty quiet and uneventful so far. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Church, asking you to join me in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS through the T.J. Martell Foundation. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn about music's promise for a cure.
Hello and happy Thursday. We've got a quiet start, a warm one, but temperatures will climb into the low 90s by this afternoon. And just like Wednesday, mostly sunny skies early will start to cloud up by late morning as the showers and storms develop, about a 30% chance, and those that develop will move inland along with the sea breeze. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn for Local 15 News and this iHeart radio station.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. Around the world, there are young people who face a difficult decision: continue their dream of education or drop out to help support their families. In a single moment, you can help them write a new story. See potential, not poverty. at unbound.org.
Your home for Rush every weekday at 11. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Here's a news item that when I saw it, I thought it was a joke, but now I've seen it in lots of different sources around the news spectrum. It's a study. There are two studies, one out of Princeton, and then there's some national Bureau of Economic Research, Princeton University, University of Chicago, University of Rochester, government data. And they're claiming that men, young men between the ages of 21 and 30 are working less than ever before. And it's not because they can't find work. That there is work out there for the men between the ages of 21 and 30. But they're claiming, according to the analyzing of the data, that the men would rather play video games. Now, when I saw this, I thought, this can't be true. It just can't be. But that's what they're saying. The researchers are saying that innovations to leisure technology, specifically to recreational computer and gaming, reduce the labor supply of young men. And it goes into lots of stats about how that's what they're doing. That video games are getting better, and that there's a growing tendency of young men to live with their parents or relatives and delay marriage. So they don't have to work the way they used to have to. How could that be satisfying? How could this be satisfying? How could a video game be good enough? I've looked at some of these things, the people jumping around on toadstools and grabbing coins out of the air or shooting guns or things at each other. How could it be good enough to not want to go out and get your own place? It is. Ariel, join me here briefly, because you're in that. It's men, not women, that are mentioned between the ages of 21 and 30. So you're
Right.
kind of still in that spectrum of age.
Right.
Does any of this sound real to you?
No. This sounds like somebody very angry with the millennials. This sounds very made up.
All these different university people do you think they're mad that their parents made them go to college?
Maybe. Or mad that they have to actually get up and go to work. Like, I'm sorry. I guess I don't see it because most of the people around me are like, yeah, let's make careers and make lots of money.
Yes!
Yeah, that's all I ever see is how people get up and hustle hard 24/7 to make money. I'm sorry. I'm missing it.
I don't get this either. But it's claiming that they went on to say that a lot of these young men feel like they can work later, that they want to have as much fun as they can in their 20s
Right.
because they're going to have to work into their 70s, and they've just decided not to grow up.
It makes you wonder, who did you survey? Who were you talking to?
I don't know, but this just sounds
Sounds like trust fund babies.
if it is fake news, it's all over the fake news media. All right, Ariel, thank you for your take. Doesn't sound like the people she knows. And there's no way for me to reach these people because they're not listening to the radio. They're asleep.
Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling that you're safe to enjoy the things that matter most. ADT lets you take that feeling with you, whether you're at home, your business, or online. We help keep you safe with security systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance, so you can feel at home wherever you are. Go to ADT.com. Get that feeling for less than $1 a day. ADT. Home. Safe home.
If you want to sell your house, if you need to sell your house, you need to partner up with Sandy Frost of Roberts Brothers. I'm Uncle Henry. I've been able to observe Sandy Frost over the last 17 years of me working here because she's been coming in every week to host a radio show where she markets homes. I've been a witness to how she gets homes sold. Contact Sandy Frost. Ask her to tell you about how her listings sell faster than the average real estate agent, how she's able to sell 97% of her listings when the average agent doesn't come close to that success, and ask her about how her listings sell at a price that's around 3% higher than the average agent's listings. Sandy can explain all of it to you along with her exclusive 32-step home marketing plan developed from her years of experience in real estate. You can find out more online at sandyfrost.com. That's sandyfrost.com, or call 251-604-6514. That's 251-604-6514.
With Quicken Loans, our simple process helps you understand all the details so you can be confident that you're getting the right mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN or go completely online with Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.875%, APR.
And we're here on Facebook in a radio break. We're going to be back on the radio in just a few minutes. Right now, it's me and you here on the Uncle Henry Show. Let me see if we have any viewers. We do! A small number. Roger Bird, Bama Big Man, KP, Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com. I do not believe the story of young men not working because video games are better. I still don't believe it. I don't believe it. They can't be that good. I would rather work and earn enough money to buy a really good recliner so that I have something to relax in. All right, let's see when we continue, I guess we'll get into more non-work discussion. I did take some time off, and I only did a little bit of housework. My home is just deplorable. I did a little bit of yard work, but most of my backyard is deplorable. I did spend some time on my off time. I did watch some Alabama football. The SEC Network was showing Alabama football over the Independence Day long weekend. And I did watch. In fact, even yesterday I was watching Alabama LSU. It's gratifying to watch Leonard Fournette not do good versus Alabama. So I did enjoy that. That's how I spent some of my time. All right, stand by. We're about to go back to radio with more discussion.
Favorite traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
We have picked up a few new problems to add to the board now. One is a vehicle fire on Spring Hill Avenue between Providence and St. Catherine. We also picked up an accident with road blockage on southbound Range Line at the intersection with Ebonic. No major problems, though, if you're traveling across the Bayway this morning. Has been pretty quiet and uneventful so far. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. The future is bleak for a child living in poverty. No school, no dreams, no hope. But you can change all that when you become a Compassion child sponsor. Just a little more than $1 a day brings hope. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
A quiet Thursday morning will turn stormy. Not everywhere, but a few of us will get some late morning through early afternoon storms. In between the raindrops, it's going to be hot and humid with a high of 91 and a heat index above 100. We're quiet tonight and warm in the mid-70s. Then storms are back on Friday, especially in the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn for Local 15 News and this iHeart radio station.
We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. We have news headlines coming up from Fox and from WKRG in about 10 minutes. In the last segment of the show, I was talking about this data analysis from Princeton and these other colleges claiming that there are less young men in the United States working between the ages of 21 and 30 because they'd rather play video games, which just doesn't, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that that is true. It doesn't make sense based on the way the world works. It just doesn't make sense. Well, maybe it does. I don't think it does. Let me go to the email inbox. I've got an email on the topic. Subject line on the email is slackers. Email reads, I see it a lot, Unc. The wife is at work. The husband is at home playing the video games on the giant screen TV she bought. And that email from 60-year-old Chris in West Loxley, whose job takes him into the homes of people. Chris, I just find that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Now, on a similar topic, I saw over the weekend that the man who runs Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, who has enough money to play video games for the rest of his life if he wants to, he is talking again about something called universal basic income, where he thinks this is something we should have in the United States of America, where everybody would get a basic income from the government to cover your basic expenses. Universal basic income. And his recent discussion of this on Facebook was about a trip to Alaska, where he praised how they do it there. They've got people, the Alaskan people get cash dividends. I think it's based on oil revenue or something like that out of Alaska. So, and I got to thinking about this, and I've heard other people bring up the idea of a universal basic income. It's being debated around the globe. Some places, I think, experimenting with it. He's talking about it for us in the United States. He's also been going to every state. Do you remember when he was here in Alabama and people were so excited that he was here? We do love famous people, don't we? How many votes do you think, if Mark's, I know he says he's not going to run for president, but if he decided to run as a non-politician promising to give everyone money, how many votes do you think he would get? Are we at that point? Do you think a lot of people would go in for this? I do. I think a lot of people would go for this. Maybe the men between the ages of 21 and 30 from that study that are instead of going out and working or playing video games. And I'm not being facetious here. I think he'd get a lot of votes. I don't know that he would get enough to win yet, but boy, it would make a big impact. And it makes me wonder, with him traveling the country and going to every state and talking about stuff like this, it lays the groundwork for someone else to run for president and make this kind of promise. Think about human nature. How many people do you think would vote if they knew somebody was promising them a universal basic income that would cover the basics, their basic life expenses, rent, electricity, bacon, Wi-Fi? How many votes do you think they'd get? I think they would get a tremendous amount of votes to begin with. And then as people got used to the idea, it would almost become inevitable. And a lot of politicians would see it as some kind of a solution or a Band-Aid for so many situations, thinking that there are so many different people in the country that have various concerns, various upsets, and that if you gave everybody some money, that might calm down. So I wonder, is this, what's the point of him going to every state? He says he's not running for president, but is it to make way for somebody who will? Somebody, maybe someone who's never held office before, that wants to come in and promise everybody a check? There are a lot of people in the country that would find it irresistible. Speaking of the people between the ages of 21 and 30 from that study that don't want to work yet, what if they don't want to work yet and they also have 10 grand in student loans, 15 grand in student loans? So think about it. How many people would vote for somebody if they knew they were going to get a check for nothing?
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. U.S. companies are announcing fewer job cuts than they were at this time last year. The outplacement firm Challenger Gray & Christmas says job cut announcements were down 19% in June from the year before. ADP says that private payrolls grew by 158,000 last month. That was less than the estimated 188,000. We also get the weekly jobless claims numbers this morning ahead of tomorrow's June employment report from the government. Mortgage application activity rose by 1.4% last week, even as interest rates went up. The Mortgage Bankers Association says the average 30-year fixed rate was 4.2% versus 4.13% the prior week. And Liberty Interactive is buying the 62% of Home Shopping Network that it doesn't already own in an all-stock deal. It equates to $40.36 a share, or a premium of 29% to the July 5th close. Stock futures indicating a lower Wall Street open. S&P futures down 10 points. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
It's Bess from Lazy Boy. What are we talking about this time?
A very important and timely topic.
Politics?
What I have to say is serious, Dan.
Okay. What is it?
Losing weight.
Okay, well, does that have something to do with decorating and redesigning a room?
It most certainly does.
Okay, and what is that?
Well, what makes you feel heavy?
This is beginning to feel a little like science class.
Well, great design is scientific, but I digress.
Go ahead.
Gravity defines our weight, and Lazy Boy recliners have a zero gravity position.
Let us get this straight. If we sit in a Lazy Boy recliner, we get to be weightless?
Practically weightless and stress-free.
Okay, cool. Explain it, please.
Well, Lazy Boy recliners are built to relieve back pressure and sit you in a position that relieves the stress.
So what you're saying is Lazy Boy recliners are stress managers.
They can be, and after all, relieving stress will make you more positive and more focused.
Okay, we get it. With the help of Lazy Boy Stress Management, we can take on national events.
It's what we do, and we sure have created a lot of beautiful living rooms in the process.
I don't know about this.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Kia Traffic Center.
We're looking at a couple of problem spots brewing through the area this morning, including an accident on the southbound side of Rangeline Road at Evonic, right in the intersection there. You do have some lane blockage at last look. Earlier, vehicle fire, Spring Hill Avenue between Providence and St. Catherine. Fire's out, but you're still going to find some activity there. No major I-10 problems into and out of the area so far this morning. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. It looks like carbon copy weather today. What does that mean? Well, whatever you had on Wednesday, that's what you'll probably see again today. Partly sunny, hot and humid with a high in the low 90s. The heat index goes above 100 degrees, and we're going to see some showers and storms pop up in the middle of the day, and they'll end by sunset. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn for Local 15 News and this iHeart radio station.
2 industrial fires rattle nerves along the coast. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton with this iHeartRadio News Update. A fire at a Baldwin County oil production facility now under investigation. It happened around 9 Wednesday morning at the Pruitt Production Building in Stockton. Emergency officials say the fire was so intense 2 storage tanks collapsed, causing oil to spill into a nearby retention pond. No one was injured in that blast. Roads are back open this morning in and around Florida's Eglin Air Force Base after a fire at the military facility there. It happened around 10 Wednesday morning near the base's McKinley Climatic Lab in Okaloosa County. Officials at the Air Force Base first said there was an explosion involving dangerous chemicals like methyl chloride, asking those nearby to shut off air conditioners as a precaution. But that was not the case. The cause of the incident still under investigation. Everyone's safe this morning. A woman accused of killing a Pensacola man and burying him in his backyard being held without bond in Massachusetts. Desiree Tedder is wanted in Escambia County for the death of Drewel Mart Mims. His body was found last week buried in a backyard in the Warrington community. Tedder is expected to be extradited to Escambia County, Florida within the next 30 days for an August 7th hearing. A big chunk of taxpayer money will go to Alabama prison guards for working overtime. The Alabama Department of Corrections spent $26.6 million on overtime just last year. The state's now on track to spend even more this year. Proposals to borrow about $800 million to help with understaffing and overcrowding recently failed in the legislature. News breaks while you sleep, so when you wake, we'll catch you up on what's happening along the Gulf Coast and around the world every weekday morning on Local 15 Today. We start at 5 a.m. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton for this iHeartRadio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu.
Hello, Poland.
The First Lady introducing President Trump in Warsaw during his speech. President Trump praising the people of Poland, also directing this message to Moscow.
We urge Russia to cease its destabilizing activities in Ukraine and elsewhere.
The president expected to meet with the Russian president on the sidelines of the G20 summit tomorrow in Germany. 4 children and a man found dead in Loganville, Georgia. Reports of a stabbing. Police received a phone call.
The 5th child with serious injuries. We spoke with Gwinnett County Police about the incident, and we asked them who made the call. Was it the wife or mother in this case? They say they could not release that information, but they do have her in custody.
That's Marissa Mitchell with Fox 5 in Atlanta. Fox News. We report, you decide.
They stream across our borders illegally. Criminals, including gang members, rapists, even murderers, committing crimes over and over again, even striking right here in Alabama. Senator Luther Strange is fighting back. As Alabama's Attorney General, Strange sued to block Barack Obama's plan to reward illegals with amnesty and won. Now, Senator Luther Strange has a plan to help President Donald Trump keep our communities safe by building the wall to protect our borders. Luther Strange's Senate Bill 1126 would take federal funds away from sanctuary cities that coddle illegals and use those funds to help build the wall to protect our neighborhoods and keep criminals out. Call Senator Luther Strange at 205-731-1500 and tell him to keep working to pass S1126, the Securing the Border and Protecting Our Communities Act. Keep fighting to build President Trump's wall and keep Alabama safe. Paid for by One Nation, onenationamerica.org.
There's never a good time for a power outage. A storm can leave you without power for days. But with a Generac home standby generator from Baldwin Heating and Air, you can be prepared when a storm hits. Right now, select new Generac home standby generators from Baldwin Heating and Air come with a free 10-year warranty. And Baldwin Heat and Air services and installs Generac generators with our certified technicians. So we're here if you ever need us. Control your power, control your life with a Generac generator from Baldwin Heat and Air. Call 251-626-1159. That's 626-1159. Or visit baldwinhvac.com. Alabama license number 99108.
Teach your kids about the dangers of drug abuse at the new interactive exhibit now at the Gulf Coast Explorium. Drugs, cost, and consequences. See an actual South American jungle cocoa processing lab and a recreated Afghan heroin factory. Plus, artifacts from the Twin Towers and Pentagon connecting the link between drugs and terrorism. Analyze brain scans in a simulated MRI machine to learn the science behind drug addiction. The DEA and the Gulf Coast Explorium present Drugs, Cost, and Consequences. Find out more at Explorium.com.
You don't want to mess with the IRS. They have the power to garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. That's all true. But thankfully, they're offering a way out. The Fresh Start Initiative. If you qualify, it could save you thousands. The experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement. And they have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau to prove it. Call Optima for your free consultation.
Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
This morning at 9, ask the expert. Then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710 WNTM.
We've arrived at the Daily Reagan here on News Radio 710 WNTM, 99.5 FM The Jag. The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. Here is the president.
You know, we could say they spend like drunken sailors. But that would be unfair to drunken sailors. Because all right. I was going to say it would be unfair because the sailors are spending their own money.
The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. Uncle Henry Show. Traffic and weather together coming up in just a moment on the Uncle Henry Show. That was President Reagan. President Trump in Poland this morning made a big speech in Warsaw. A lot of the people there are very appreciative of him. Lots of chanting of Donald Trump by the people of Poland. One of the things he talked about in his speech in Warsaw was terrorism. President Trump said terrorism is a menace threatening all of humanity.
We are confronted by another oppressive ideology, one that seeks to export terrorism and extremism all around the globe.
And he said that we must stand united
to strip them of their territory and their funding and their networks and any form of ideological support that they may have.
And he went on to say that we should all be fighting hard against radical Islamist terrorism.
And we will prevail. We cannot accept those who reject our values and who use hatred to justify violence against the innocent.
So, Donald Trump being well received in Warsaw. In fact, I shared with you a while ago the crowd chanting his name. So, well received in Warsaw. There have been protests in advance of him being in Germany, but well received in Warsaw with the things he's had to say there. We have traffic and weather together. We do it every 10 minutes on the 9s. And then more Uncle Henry Show.
Saver traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
We have an accident on South Range Line and Evonic that's been working for a while, but other than that, it's kind of a quiet morning. We haven't had much to talk about on the interstate system today, but a lot of road work. Shell Belt Road remains closed between Barnett Road and Kennedy and Bayou La Battery for bridge replacement work. That project's expected to wrap up by the middle of the month. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation. Join the T.J. Martell Foundation in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn more.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Hello and happy Thursday. We've got a quiet start, a warm one, but temperatures will climb into the low 90s by this afternoon. And just like Wednesday, mostly sunny skies early will start to cloud up by late morning as the showers and storms develop, about a 30% chance, and those that develop will move inland along with the sea breeze. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. Every child is born with talents, hopes, and dreams, but poverty will steal those dreams. You can help a child find hope when you become their sponsor with Compassion International. Give a child a chance to dream again. Find out how at compassion.com/radio.
Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Now, President Trump is on a big trip in Poland this morning. And Angelo of Mobile Bay Coins also on a big trip. Angelo, good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you doing today, sir?
Fantastic. And you're on a big trip just like the president. Now, you're addressing people in Orlando?
Yeah, not quite as big a trip as the president. I'm not over in Poland or across the seas, but I am in Orlando, Florida, down at the Roslyn Convention Center. This is the Summer Fun Show, the Florida United Numismatic Show. So if any of our customers are listening and have specific needs, whether they're looking for a nice diamond, a particular gold coin, maybe just some gold and silver bullion, they need to either message me on Facebook or go by the shop and talk to Ron and Anna and let them know what they're looking for, because I can be their personal shopper down here in Orlando.
How big a show is this?
This is a decent-sized show. The winter show is huge, absolutely huge, probably the biggest show of the year that we attend. This one is probably half of that size, but at the same time, all the big players are here. Heritage Auctions is doing a huge auction on some rare coins and things. They actually have their own separate set of rooms for that. It's very, very high-end items. Lots of gold and silver coins, diamonds, gemstones, you name it, all sorts of things here to check out.
Do you enjoy talking to the other people there in your industry?
Absolutely, Uncle Henry. That's how we make contacts, we make friends, and that's how we're able to negotiate and get things that our customers need. So if I wasn't friendly and talking to folks, I wouldn't be able to do some shopping and get the things that our customers are looking for.
So does this start up today? Has it already been going on?
Right now we're in the setup. Yesterday was basically the setup afternoon. So got here, got unloaded, got situated, got caught in a pop-up shower, typical South Florida Mobile weather.
Right.
And today at 10 o'clock is when the doors open to the public, and I expect it to be extremely busy today.
Okay, so then tomorrow morning you're going to be able to share some stories, maybe some things you've learned from the public and also from the other dealers there about what's going on in your industry, trends, things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll be able to talk a lot about that because I'm going to spend probably the morning dealing with customers and the afternoon networking with other dealers and other folks here at the show.
All right, well, so if somebody listening has a special need, they can get in touch with Ron and Anna, and that message can be relayed to you, and you can get it there.
Correct. They can go by the shop. They're at 2204 Government Street. Talk to them there. Or if they're on Facebook, look up Mobile Bay Coins and shoot a message to us on Facebook. That goes directly to my phone here at the show. So if you're in a hurry, there's something you want, either send me a message or send me a picture of what you're looking for, and I'll do some shopping here at the show and see what we can find.
All right. Well, Angelo, have a good time and be safe there in Orlando.
Well, thanks, and good talking to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Angelo. Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street in Midtown. Look for Angelo on Facebook. Everybody loves to hold their meetings in Orlando, don't they? They just love to go there and because, of course, all the things you can do around Orlando. But Angelo is there today and tomorrow. So if you have anything you want him to pick up, not Disney related, but gold and silver or jewelry related, let him know there at Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street in Midtown. And as I mentioned, look for them on Facebook. They have a great Facebook page. All right, we're going to take a quick break. After the break, we'll get back with more here on the Uncle Henry Show. Numerous things we haven't even gotten to yet on the Uncle Henry Show. We may even return to the flesh-eating bacteria. Remember, you can watch on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page.
watching.
Obama spying on Americans.
You are listening. Keep on listening.
It's so sick.
Sean Hannity, 2 till 5. News Radio 710, WNTM.
Take care of your skin. See Dr. Thomas Bender at Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center. Dr. Bender sees patients in Mobile, Daphne, and Bay Minette. Find out more online at advanceddermclinic.com.
Let me surprise you with an interesting fact. You ready? Of all the media options today, AM/FM radio reaches the most people each week. Yeah, you heard me right. Radio is the leader, AM/FM. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio every week. That's bigger than TV, newspapers, even Google and Facebook. If you're a marketer and you need to improve your plans, remember, radio.
This is the Alabama Board of Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration Contractors, with a message to anyone considering purchasing a new heating and air conditioning system for their home. To help insure yourself against the possibility of substandard or poor workmanship, be sure your contractor is certified. In order to protect yourself, have the contractor prove they are certified by the board by asking to see their state certification card. Don't be a victim. Ask for the card.
Celebrate your independence with a safe from Mike Ward's Liberty Safes. Come by the Mobile store for instant savings up to $1,000 off on select Liberty models in stock with 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Right now, also receive a free accessory up to $50 with every Liberty Safe purchase. It's service after the sale at Mike Ward's Liberty Safes with free delivery up to 50 miles. Why go anywhere else? Just look for the giant Liberty Safe at exit 5B, I-65 and Moffett in Mobile. Call 471-1137.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-224-5353. That's 1-800-224-5353. 1-800-224-5353. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price can vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Checking baseball in the American League, the Rangers snapped the Red Sox 6-game winning streak with an 8-2 win. Meanwhile, the Royals needed extra innings to beat the Mariners 9-6. It went 10. Kansas City, with that victory, moves just a half game out of first place in the AL Central behind Cleveland. Angels top the Twins 2-1. Minnesota remains a game and a half back in that AL Central race. Blue Jays beat the Yankees 7-6. New York's Aaron Judge hit his major league leading 29th home run of the year and tied Joe DiMaggio's team rookie record for home runs in a season. A's over the White Sox 7-4. NBA news, free agent guard Dion Waiters re-signed with the Miami Heat. It's a 4-year deal worth $52 million. Cleveland Cavaliers forward Richard Jefferson announced he's going to return to Cleveland for his 17th NBA season. The Golden State Warriors and guard Nick Young agree on a 1-year, $5.2 million deal. And in the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers signed new league MVP Connor McDavid to an 8-year, $100 million deal. He's the highest paid player now in the NHL.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Volkswagen Traffic Center.
We have an accident on South Range Line and Evonic that's been working for a while, but other than that, it's kind of a quiet morning. We haven't had much to talk about on the interstate system today, but a lot of road work. Shell Belt Road remains closed between Barnett Road and Kennedy and Bayou La Battery for bridge replacement work. That project's expected to wrap up by the middle of the month. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. In places around the world, there are elders who long for community, connection, and the opportunity to live with greater dignity. Sponsor an elder through Unbound and help bring a brighter tomorrow to one person who has helped us all build a better world. Meet one at unbound.org.
A quiet Thursday morning will turn stormy, not everywhere, but a few of us will get some late morning through early afternoon storms. In between the raindrops, it's going to be hot and humid with a high of 91 and a heat index above 100. We're quiet tonight and warm in the mid-70s. Then storms are back on Friday, especially in the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn for Local 15 News and this iHeart Radio station.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every morning. This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. You can also watch on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. You can see me standing here trying to work on my posture. So the president in Poland, if you tuned in late, the president had a news conference in Poland today. He also gave a speech in Poland to the people of Warsaw. The people there like him. They don't like Russia. And they see they would rather align with us than to have to depend on Russia or fall prey to Russia, either economically or even in other ways. And so they are appreciative that the president stopped there. In fact, they saw it as a great benefit in actually making a statement that the president talked to the Polish president before he's meeting with Putin. So they like that. In fact, I shared this with you before. The people of Warsaw, the crowd there chanting his name. That's now maybe a little similar to Ladd Stadium. Although in Ladd Stadium there were people chanting, "Build the wall, build the wall." I don't know that people were chanting maybe they were. I don't remember the chanting of Donald Trump at Ladd Stadium, but I do remember chanting spontaneously at Ladd Stadium. And I don't think in Warsaw anybody went and cut down a tree, causing any kind of tree controversy when he spoke in Warsaw. But the crowd there very appreciative of Donald Trump. His reception in Germany maybe not as good as the reception there in Warsaw. And it looks like could it be that Darwin is that Darwin calling in? Is that Darwin? How about Darwin? Is that you?
It is me, sir.
Darwin of Local 15. Darwin, how are you?
I'm fine. And yourself, sir?
Well, when I mention you on the air, people do reassure me that I don't have to use your full name, that because of your years of being involved in media, that it's just like Adele or you're just one of those people. You're the that's rare status in this town to be able to use the one name.
But you require two, because if I just said Henry or Uncle, no one would get it. But
you're
together,
right.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Darwin, what are some of the things you've been following closely this morning there at Local 15?
Well, actually, some breaking stories this morning. We had a fire on St. Stephen's Road, and unfortunately, a lady woke up to her mattress and air conditioner on fire. She managed to get out of the house, but her dog died. That was a sad thing this morning, but she escaped, so that was good news. The fire department tried to resuscitate the dog. They weren't successful, so that was one story. We had a couple of fires, too, yesterday. You know, we had the big whoop-de-doo over at Eglin Air Force Base. We thought it was something more serious than it was, but turned out it wasn't a chemical that had gotten into the air after all. So, you know, it's just a lot of little emergencies lately for some reason.
Now, and that happens a lot this time of year, especially with fireworks, people setting things off.
Well, you know what? They believe there was a fire out at one of the Mobile Housing Board's properties out in Birdville just the other day. They think fireworks may have started. It did about $30,000 worth of damage to one of the units over there. So yeah, I mean, you have to be careful. Those things they fly and they're on fire. So wherever they land, especially if it's dry, of course we don't have to worry about that right now. But you know, they're fireworks. So the reason they're called fireworks. So yeah, you have to be careful. Another story we're looking at, Uncle Henry, that might actually get some of your viewers talking. Taxpayer money going to the overtime for Alabama prison guards, like to the tune of $26.6 million last year, overtime alone, and it looks like this year we're going to surpass that.
Wow. Okay, so I guess that's not enough prison guards. So the ones that you've got to pay them overtime.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was one of the things that was going to be addressed by the legislature, but they never got around to doing it before they said, "Well, we're done here." And Governor Kay Ivey has talked about having a special session to discuss the whole prison overcrowding system and the lack of enough people, and it's actually putting a lot of the guards in dangerous situations because they just don't have enough folks. So that's something that that's that can that's being kicked down the road. It's going to have to be addressed at some point. So that's something that's been on my mind lately, and I mentioned that this morning in some of our radio reports. And also, we had one escaped inmate that was captured this morning, and then another one that got out in Coffee County. One was in Dadeville, another one's in Coffee County. Nowhere near us, but it just kind of leads to the same situation of not enough people to watch too many prisoners. So it's just going to be a problem. We're just going to have to address at some point.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Hey, Darwin, I'm running up on the break here, but thank you so much for checking in with us and giving us an update. We really appreciate it.
We'll do it again. Tomorrow I may be on the road. I have to go visit the folks in Kentucky for a little family matter, but I'll be back Monday.
Very good. Darwin, have a great, safe trip.
Every one of your listeners, be careful this weekend. Take care.
Thank you, Darwin of Local. I don't have to say his last name. Darwin of Local 15. Thank you, Darwin. Now, Darwin texted me yesterday and to say that he was available to be on the air. And when I thanked him for it, he then texted me something animated with a dog's head revolving. You, the radio listener, can't see this, but it's very hypnotic. I can't look at the text because I find it hypnotic. The Darwin dog text. All right, there's more to come. Numerous things to get into as we continue, including flesh-eating bacteria. That's all coming up on the Uncle Henry Show.
With Quicken Loans, our simple process helps you understand all the details so you can be confident that you're getting the right mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN or go completely online with Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.875%.